This is a gearbox with a ratio of 27 to 1, meaning that for every 27 rotations put into the system, there's only going to be one rotation in the output of the system. And you may be wondering, how can the gear speed be reduced by that much? Well, no worries, because in this video, I'm going to teach you exactly how gear ratios and gear trains work. Let's start off by learning what a driving gear is. A driving gear is a gear that allows a source of power to enter the system. That source of power might be an electric motor, it might be an engine, but in the case of my gearbox, it's going to be this hand crank. And then there's another gear. This gear is called the driven gear. This driven gear is directly connected to the output of the system. So in short, the driving gear is the input gear of the system, and the driven gear is the output gear of the system. Now in this video, I'm going to use two simple formulas to find the gear ratio between two gears. The first one being rotational input speed over rotational output speed, and the second one being number of teeth in the output gear over the number of teeth in the input gear. So in this system, the driving gear is the one in the bottom right corner, and the driven gear is the one in the top left corner. In order to find the ratio between the two, I'm going to simplify things by naming the gears by letters. So this is gear A, this is gear B, this is gear C, and this is gear D. Gear B and C are compound gears, meaning that they are gears that have a larger half on the bottom and a smaller half on the top. These two have the same rotational speed at all times since they are connected. Keep in mind that all of the small gears have 10 teeth and all of the big gears have 30 teeth. I will also say that my hand is cranking this handle at a constant rate of 27 rounds per minute or 27 RPM. We'll break the system up into pieces starting with the first two, gear A and gear B. Alright, so I got all the information we need to solve this problem right here on the left. And as I said, there's an input speed of 27 RPM going into gear A, which is the input gear. And we also got a side view of gear A and gear B. I made the top half of gear B a dotted line because we're not going to be using that in this part. We're going to be using that in the next part when we move up. We're going to solve for the ratio first by using the output teeth and the input teeth. And since we know that the output gear is gear B, we're going to put gear B's teeth divided by gear A's teeth. And since we know that the smaller gears have 10 teeth and that the bigger gears have 30 teeth, we're going to do 30 divided by 10. And we'll find that the ratio is 3 to 1, which again means that gear B will be 3 times slower than gear A. This will be our same ratio that we'll use throughout the whole problem, because in this gear system, there's always going to be a gear reduction between two gears in contact. So now that we got the ratio, we're going to use the second formula to find gear B's speed. We'll plug the ratio that we just solved for in. Now all we got to do is solve for gear B's speed, and that should give us 27 over 3. And in the end, we'll find that gear B's speed is 9 RPM. As I said, the whole ratio in the system is 3 to 1. So automatically, we can skip to the second formula to find the speed of gear C. And since the new input gear is gear B, and the output gear is gear C now, we're going to put gear B at the top and gear C at the bottom. We'll then plug in the numbers that we already know, and we'll find that gear C has a speed of 3 RPM. Now we're looking between gear D and gear C, and this process is no different than the last two that we just did. The input speed is 3 RPM as we just said, and we're just going to solve for the output speed of gear D. And finally, we can see that the speed of gear D is 1 RPM. And with that knowledge, we could finally see the total gear ratio in the whole gearbox. For every 27 rounds in the input, there's 1 round in the output, giving us a final ratio of 27 to 1, which is the exact ratio I said at the beginning of this video. And that's how you can solve for gear ratios and gear speeds. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.